You know, if you take everything I've accomplished in my entire life and condense it down into one day, it looks decent.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Decent Show. They call me Ryan, preferred pronoun, them, they. And joined by Reagan, who identifies as male, so preferred pronoun he, him.
Dude, and it's so hard to look you in the face when you say stuff like that. It's a lot better just to hear it.
Yeah, it's definitely easier. But here we are in Podcast Studios, Podcast USA, as always. And honestly, you know, if you look at like the setting of the room, it would be a pretty sweet studio.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah,
with the pool
if
table,
we can utilize
and
it.
TVs. Yeah, we'd have to get better chairs though. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out.
Have to get, or at least cushions for these rails.
Not like a roller chair, like an office chair. I would really like that, honestly.
Well, Black Friday's here, or African American Friday, if you're politically correct. And we're going to be talking about...
we are.
Yeah, of course. No, Martin Luther King Day. Well, then no. We're going to be talking about chicken wings and movies. So half guy stuff, half movies.
Half wings.
Yes. So I was going to kind of ask you, we've had a bunch of these wing places now.
We're going to start off with the wings.
Yeah, well, let's start off with the wings.
Okay.
We'll get into Knives Out in a minute. That seems to be the premier.
You don't feel like we should lead off with that?
With Knives Out?
Yeah.
Why do you really think it's going to take that long to do the wings?
You're right. Let's just talk about wings when I'm caring.
How long is it going to take to do the wings?
Probably 5 minutes.
Okay, good. Which means 30 in our time. But you know what's crazy is the last episode we did, we spent more time talking about other stuff than we did Mandalorian, but only by like a minute. It was only like a minute.
Oh, you timed it?
Well, because the episode's 59 minutes, and it takes us 30 minutes to start talking about Mandalorian.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Booksmart episode, and I was like, I'm not surprised. We didn't have a whole lot to say on the movie.
No. Well, probably same for that episode, too. But yeah, Mandalorian, 1 minute off. Yeah, make sure you go like, comment, subscribe on that video. We really love your interaction.
I'll write that down.
Yes. And so chicken wings?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've had a bunch of these chicken wing places. Obviously, if you have a different ranking system, feel free to do that. But to me, my most burning question is, we've had B-dubs most of our lives. Mm-hmm. And now we've had pluckers. Mm-hmm. To me, they're arguably very similar in terms of what they're going for, mm-hmm. which is wings, beer, sports. And a family-friendly setting, mm-hmm. too. You know, anybody can go in there. It's very clean and family-friendly looking.
Yeah.
So which one's better?
Pluckers.
Okay. In all categories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like B-Dub's probably a hair cheaper, but it's really not that much cheaper.
No, it's not that much cheaper, and I just feel like they have cool flavors there. Like I like Gold Rush flavor and that like Dr. Pepper one, although I don't think it tastes like Dr. Pepper at all. It's just it's a unique flavor.
Got a hint of it.
Now, what are you talking about? Are you one of these people that doesn't count boneless wings? They're just chicken nuggets and flavor?
No, I count the boneless wings. I just haven't had them yet because...
You're more of a traditional guy.
Well, and it's rare that I get good traditional wings anymore.
So you might as well just go with those.
Since they're good there, yeah. But I think I've had it enough times now. I'm ready to try some boneless or their strips.
I don't know. I would put them there, but also we've had the terrible Buffalo Wild Wings experiences. So
I've had it terrible on both ends, too, with them traditional and boneless.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about pluckers. I was like, dude, you're breaking my heart here.
No.
I was talking about service-wise.
That,
like,
too.
The service is absolutely awful. We just sat there in the bar for like an hour, and no one came up to us. And then we sat there at the table for like an hour. They came and like got our order of waters. 30 minutes later, they give us the waters. Another 15 minutes, they're like, all right, we'll be almost ready to order. And they're like, if you're going to leave early, make sure to tell us, because if you don't, then we're not going to be able to change the orders, and so we can take some food home. And I was like, yeah, I'll get right on that. So like we took the orders, waited about 15 minutes or so, and then we just left. Or maybe even less, maybe like 5 minutes. It was just like,
yeah,
at that point we were there for so long.
You guys were keeping track of time?
It had been over 2 hours, and we didn't have any food.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Did no one mention that to the wait staff? Like, I know, like, I hate being confrontational with anyone, really, yeah. But especially, like, somebody I don't know in terms of customer service. Like, I already know their job sucks.
Yeah, I try to be nice about it. But the
way
they approached me, I'm like, why don't you go and help us out because we're taking so long? Like, if you say you don't, if you're leaving right now,
What's
tell us.
going on back there?
Because if they get to take home whatever.
I know, but what's going on back there?
I don't know. We were the one of 4 different sections that were full. There was only 3 tables, 2 or 3 tables that were open, or I'm sorry, had people at them, and it was ridiculous. And I was just yeah, we're just gonna leave then, and I'm not gonna say anything to it. And I hope you see me and you're where are you going? And I just want to be we're leaving. It's been 2 hours and I have no food.
Yeah.
The objective is gone.
I wish they would have asked you. You could be yeah, I'm getting a snack out of my car.
Yeah, I want something to hold me over for the next month or so before I get these wings. I hear they're good though. I should be nice and hungry. Can I go ahead and put my second order in? Get that by Christmas. Yeah, so I'm kind of just, I don't know, Buffalo Wild Wings used to be so good.
Yeah.
But I feel ever since Trevor stopped dating the girl that works there, it's just sucked. Universally. I don't know if those 2 events are
related.
Probably
They're
not.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Actually,
she was probably the cook for all of them.
Yeah,
Trevor Smith.
Yeah,
dated a chick from B-Dubs.
Yep, and one night.
I'm assuming, did he pick her up there?
Sometimes, yeah.
No,
and drop her off.
No. I'm saying
no, I think they met somewhere else.
Okay,
honestly.
The
only thing I remember about her is that they were texting sort of sweet stuff back and forth, and he's a jokester, and she was what are you gonna do if I they were talking about going somewhere. She's what are you gonna do if I can't come? And then he's just I don't know, touch myself. He just sent that to her in a text, and then he just went to bed. He didn't even tell her goodnight or anything. That's the last thing he said to her, and she didn't get any sort of response from him for the rest of the night.
But she replied, right?
Yeah, she did. I remember because I think he stayed over because I think he was taking me and him to the airport or something. But yeah, I remember that being just absolutely hilarious. Yeah, and he's that's good. I'm going to end the night on that. Yeah, no, nothing registers. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be sending this to someone. Yeah, he's no, I'm going to end it on a high note, good night. But that doesn't say good night, he just does it. But yeah, anyway, Buffalo Wild Wings really been letting me down recently. Just how long it takes to get things is stupid. Yeah. And their food is good. I think it's that Tomball location too. I mean, I don't think I've ever. Wait, where did you have this other location at? This was in Kingwood, on the other side of Houston. Outskirts of town, then, man. You got to go to the local. You got to go to the site. It's happened in Lubbock too. I've had bad service in Lubbock too. So I'm just nah, y'all are just slipping. It's just taking too long. And their food is good, but I feel Pluckers is better, and it just it didn't take super long. The service wasn't great. But it didn't take super long. They didn't change the TV when I wanted them to, which was weird. That was frustrating. And actually, I do have a complaint on Pluckers, but this also happens to me at a lot of restaurants where, we got our wings, and, my first bite into my first wing, it was almost room temperature to cold. Yeah, I hate that. And it's why, if these are not hot, why did they take so long to get here then? Why did they sit and get cold? I hate room temperature food. I'd rather someone give me ice cream boiling hot or something than room temperature. I'm not kidding though. Most food I'd rather have hot or cold. If I'm having a sandwich with meat on it, I'd rather it be hot or cold. I don't want it to be room temperature. I hate that. Hate it. Same with leftovers. I'd rather it be just hot or cold. It doesn't matter. Even if it's rice or something from an Asian place, I'd rather it be cold. Yeah. Pizza, same way. Same, yeah. I don't get it. So that does kind of frustrate me, and that's happened to me a time or two, and it's why? Do y'all purposely just no, let it cool off. Don't burn his mouth. I'd rather burn my mouth. Yeah, let me take that risk. Thank you. Exactly. Have me sign something before I give you the menu back or something, a waiver. Yeah. Or just save you from some any sort of legal action. It did piss me off, though, that they're a sports bar. There is one game on. Right. And it's on one TV out of 10. The other 10 are showing highlights of other games that happened way earlier or later. What doesn't even matter. I think the one guy that knows how to change the TVs probably hooked them all up and then left, and then everyone else is oh. Yeah, I don't get that. Just the logic behind that makes no sense. Y'all are a sports bar and you're only showing one game, and the rest of them are just channels. There's nothing going on. They're just talking about sports. Yeah, I think we were on a fishing channel at one point. I think one of them was on an outdoor channel. Well, that is a sport. No, it's not a sport. No. Why is it called sports and outdoors? Then if fishing isn't an outdoor. Should be called sports and sports. Yeah, exactly. It should be called sports and sports. Yeah. Boom. Roasted. What else on the wings, though? Between those two, or what? In general. Wingstop. Hate it. Hate it. Yeah, very bad diarrhea there. just excruciatingly bad. Not like miserably bad, but just like I had to go to the bathroom like every 10 minutes for like an hour.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I
Are
didn't
they
really,
still open?
I didn't really care. Yeah, thanks. I didn't really care for that. So since then, I've been sort of like shunned away from them.
Yeah.
Zaxby's, love it. Love their sauce. You can get chicken, wings, fries, like burgers, all at a decent price. You can get little some sliders, can't you?
Yeah, but not burgers.
What?
It's chicken.
You put 4 sliders together. What do you get? A burger.
Chicken sliders.
No.
Chicken sandwich.
No.
Yeah. There's no hamburgers.
No, there is a hamburger, right? Isn't there hamburger sliders?
It's a chicken joint.
Are you sure there's no sliders?
It's called nibblers. They're chicken sliders.
So there's burger sliders. I really love the sauce.
I've been there.
It's my favorite sauce.
I go there once a week.
Do you really?
Yeah. We
Why?
eat because at my house we get like, what are we gonna do for dinner? I don't know.
What a nice salad.
They're like, why don't you just go to Zaxby's, get the chicken?
Salad.
Yeah. He stopped getting the salads. He's hooked on the chicken.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Love that place. Never been to Slum Chickens or Brewings. And if I have, it's been a long time.
Brewings.
When did we go to Brewings?
Me
oh,
and
that's
you
right.
went.
That was ghetto as hell. It was so
Yes,
sketchy.
yes.
We were the only customers in there. Dude, that was nuts.
It was me and you and the 2 workers.
And it
We
still was
should've-
slow.
Yeah.
We should have left like as soon as we got there.
Yeah, but that would, I don't know. We should have.
Yeah, we definitely should have.
It was a waste of $10-15.
Yeah, it was just, yeah. Why is there no one there, you know?
It's just not good.
No, it really wasn't.
It was awful. That was still my least favorite. Probably the worst I've ever had.
I'm still going Wingstop. Just
You'd
for
rather
that
have
experience. I'd rather have some bad food that I can get over than just some food that'll make me miserable for the next hour or so.
I know what I'm getting tomorrow.
Yeah, Wingstop.
Yeah.
What about Slim Chickens?
Fantastic.
Haven't been there.
It's a more expensive Zaxby's, but more sauces.
Good sauces?
Yeah.
Better than Zaxby sauce?
Well, that depends. Are you talking about the sauce that you can toss your stuff in, or are you talking about the Zax sauce?
The Zax sauce.
They don't have. I don't think they have a special sauce.
A Slim Chicken sauce?
They used to have like all the sauces, but I don't think they have like their own signature sauce. If they did, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to go there.
It was good, and I think we had chicken and waffles there one time, like catered for our DJ connection, and that shit was really good too. But I only ate that because like I didn't have a choice. Like it was catered, like they just gave it to us. But I was like, damn, it was really good.
You're just taking it anyway?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What about other places that aren't wing joints? Do you have any like preference for other places?
For chicken?
No, just for there aren't wing places, but they have wings.
Ooh, I always get the boneless wings at like Chili's or Applebee's, but those feel like they could be Tyson Anytizers. They feel like those are.
I really like the honey chipotle ones. Get those ones every single time.
At Sonic too. I mess with the ones at Sonic.
The Sonic ones are actually really good, and they actually make them because they're like boiling hot.
Yeah,
you can tell that they didn't just like microwave them or whatever.
Yeah,
like the rest of their food, which we just had. So it was fantastic. I don't know if I can really complain.
I had a great burrito. Honestly, it was good.
All right, so I think before we get into Knives Out, we're gonna do a lightning round.
Lightning round.
You're gonna give me on a scale of fire to garbage, our classic rating system.
Yes.
All these restaurants.
All right.
Okay. Brewings.
Garbo.
Garbaggio.
Yeah, Garbaggio.
Okay.
Yeah, as low as it can get.
Slum Chickens.
Mad decent.
Zaxby's.
I eat it all the time, so I guess it has to be Fuego.
All right, Wingstop.
Decent.
Decent. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Low key Garbo.
Low key Garbo.
Low key Garbo.
I agree with that. Pluckers.
Mad decent.
Mad decent. Yeah.
If the
can't
food
give it a Fuego.
Can't. Food has to be hotter. It's got to be hotter.
Which is a weird thing.
It is.
That's
my wings were hot as shit. My mouth is burning.
Like the spice wise, or not the temperature wise?
Spice, yeah.
Yeah.
Temp wasn't there.
No.
Gotta get that temp up. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree with most of that.
But I'm gonna try the boneless, or I'm gonna try their boneless or the tenders next time I go. Maybe they cook those.
And yeah, I need to try like some of their appetizers too. Honestly.
Maybe.
No, not feeling. Okay.
Okay, so is there anything that you would rank higher or lower? I feel like you'd have Wingstop lower,
yeah,
right?
Wingstop's Garbaggio.
Okay, Wingstop's Garbaggio. What else? Brew Wings?
Garbaggio.
Okay, so double Garbaggio.
Buffalo Wild Wings, low-key Garbo, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Plucker's mad decent. Zaxby's Fuego. So I agree with most of what you said.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
I feel like is our show's problem. Is like we don't have enough conflict.
But when we do have conflict, it's conflicting.
It is.
Yeah.
It does fulfill that.
That need.
Yeah. All right. So we ready for?
Well, we're probably going to disagree on this movie.
Knives Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because you thought it was good, right?
Yeah, you didn't think it was good.
It was awful. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so Knives Out. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
And you really don't want to listen to this if you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It'll ruin the entire movie.
Honestly, yeah, because if you know who does it,
There's no point in the movie.
All right, so fair warning, and it's over. All right.
All right.
First things
They all
first.
did it.
I'm the realist, dude. No, seriously though, I'm glad, like, because you were talking before the movie. You're saying like Murder on the Orient Express, which I never saw. Everyone did it, and it makes like no sense really.
Yeah.
And in this movie, he's killed by drugs or whatever. He's killed by the morphine, and I think it'd be funny if everyone did it. Like everyone went in there and just swapped them, and just kept swapping them like nonstop, so they all had like a hand in it somehow.
Or everybody like, no, you touch the syringe now. All right, get your fingerprints on the syringe. Okay, good. All right, we all did it. We all killed him.
It was cool that like he killed himself and no one was really at fault for that murder. It was just sort of a big misunderstanding. Like it was a misunderstanding, and there was some intent there to kill him, but it really was just him taking his own life. Like they have that great moment at the end of the movie where he's like, "You'll never get me." Chris Evans' character was like, "You'll never get me because all you have is." Yeah, I attempted to do this and some arson or whatever. By the way, you like destroyed a federal building. I think you're probably going away for a long time. But anyway, like he's like, yeah, you'll never get me for any of this stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. But then they find out he kills Fran.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going away for a long time.
Yeah.
And that ends up being the main thing there. What did you think about the Kentucky Fried Chicken accent that Daniel Craig had?
Didn't like it.
It bothered me for a while, but I got over it.
Yeah, I got over it, got used to it, but I love Daniel Craig as a Brit, so like to hear him be a Southerner, especially when nobody else in the movie is particularly Southern, and they're an uppity family, I would almost prefer him just be British. You know, because I know we're not in Britain, I get that, but I don't know, I just didn't care for the Southern draw. But I got over it.
I'd like to see the movie more for like multiple reasons. Or again, for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
But like one of the things is I want to see if it would bother me again if I'm expecting it, because I completely forgot about that. So it didn't it bothered me when I first heard him talking. But then there's another thing where I feel like he was massive. Like he looked like he was really built.
Yeah.
And then he looked really thin at the end of the movie. And I don't know if that's just the way, like how many coats he had on,
Yeah.
the way things were shot, or if he was starting to get in shape for the next Bond movie. I can't honestly tell.
Both.
Before
I forget, honestly, I think maybe you can explain my thinking on this, but you know, why did the old man cut his throat? Why did that need to be done? Because he was under the impression that he was going to die regardless, and that there was no point in calling the ambulance, which in hindsight he should have.
Yes.
And let the ambulance come take him.
Yes, that's true. Or he should have just not killed himself. Because remember, he was not going to die no matter what. Because he didn't put morphine in him. He put that other thing.
Exactly. So, and that's the other thing, too, is like, don't you think he could tell in his body that he just got 97 extra milligrams of morphine? 'Cause I've been injected with morphine before. It's fucking amazing. Like, you feel just instant relief.
And you had way less than 100.
Oh, yeah.
That's killing you instantly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you think if he doesn't feel himself dying, if he doesn't feel like just amazingly relieved, or just anything out of the ordinary, you think he'd ride it out. Because the very worst that's going to happen is he's going to basically die peacefully from morphine, right?
If it were me...
He'd OD on morphine. Why cut your throat?
This is so weird. But if it were me, I would at least wait until I felt the effects of it and then slit my throat. Because at least then I know she messed up and I'm going to die from it. Because there's still a possibility that like I survive it or something, and like maybe she didn't do it right or something like that. My blood flow is so low that it doesn't affect me.
But again, why not let the morphine kill you? Would you really want to slit your throat?
Well, he has to slit his throat so that it looks like a suicide.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah, he should have wrote it out though.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they didn't want to get her accused of murder.
Do you think it was an homage to Citizen Kane the way they had him?
Probably.
I don't know. It kind of seemed like that way, honestly.
I hadn't seen that movie in so long.
Well, it's just the way his hand's like over the side of the bed, and like there's an item of importance right next to him.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, there's a good chance, just because, like in Murder of Orient Express, where they did the Last Supper shot.
Yeah, that's true. Which is weird. Why would you do that? That's not even a movie. Like, I don't understand why. Because I feel like Citizen Kane is a sort of whodunit, right?
I guess.
Or no,
yeah.
it's what does that mean? It's what does Rosebud mean, basically?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a sled.
Saved you 2 long boobless hours. I don't know. There's a lot of cool things in the movie. I liked how they foreshadowed with the knife without it being super obvious about he could never tell if one was fake or if it was real, because that's brought up at the very end. And you don't even see it coming until that moment, which is nice that they were able to do that.
Yeah, it was good.
Again, I was relieved that they all didn't do it, because that would have been awesome if we had called it, because that was our prediction early on. But it would have been annoying because that's stupid.
Yeah.
And then, to me, it was just weird how the twist in the movie happened like 45 minutes into it, you know? Like, the movie just was starting to pick up some steam, and the twist happened. I mean, I guess there's a lot of twists in it.
Yeah.
But we found out that
biggest...
the maid helped him with all this stuff and did all these things.
That's true. It was wild.
And I thought it was crazy that Daniel Craig...
You're right, because I was like, where's it going to go from here? Is it already ending?
Yeah, and I remember after that, you looked at your phone, and we got into a 6 o'clock movie, so the movie started about 9:20 p.m., after like all the commercials,
all the previews, yeah.
And it wasn't even like 10:20, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't even an hour into the movie, and that had already happened. And I was like, how are we gonna fill another hour if we already know who did it? And it was good.
It was good
because they kept us guessing.
It did. I'll be honest. I guess I say this about every movie, but it did get slow at parts. It was kind of dragging for me a little bit.
Beginning.
It was slow in the beginning
when they interviewed everyone. It was like, all right, let's
come
go.
on, yeah,
come on,
yeah. I was like, of course, we have to get to know everybody.
Yeah.
Huge cast. But the interviews were relatively funny. But I guess also because I had to pee, where I was like, dude, this is taking forever. But then when I finally was like, okay, well, it's interesting enough now that I can tolerate it. So, like, it picked back up and it got super crazy. And Marta, I already told you, I thought she was wifey material because I thought she wasn't like a supermodel. Mm-hmm. She just happened to be attractive and like a good actress and smart and stuff.
They tried to make her look as unattractive as possible.
Exactly.
By making her wear like 3/4 length pants and then like white socks.
Yeah. And it was amazing because they try to make her look unattractive as possible, and she still looks pretty attractive, but it turns out she is basically a supermodel.
Because she's in Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, love her. I thought she was fantastic in terms of her appearance and her acting.
Just her appearance, not the acting.
And I want to say it was a good-looking cast. Honestly, the 2 biggest faces I had a problem looking at were Jamie Lee Curtis and the stupid sister who was like, well, can we or can't we?
Oh, yeah.
I did Google a lot.
Gianna or whatever her name is.
Her like face, her teeth were kind of annoying, but...
Yeah, she was very super...
Basically basic.
Yeah, she was basically what you make fun of every day, just...
older.
Manifested in real life.
And in a movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis looked like a aging turtle.
Yeah, she looked weird.
Yeah.
She looked way better in Halloween, honestly. Yeah. Did that movie come out this year?
Probably. Or
the year was that last year? I think that was last year.
They're all running together.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like, I don't know. It was really cool, like, to see. I remember when we got to the end of the movie, and it was sort of a period of time where no one killed him, or whatever, and it was like, really, no one killed this guy?
Yeah. This
whole thing for nothing. I remember being like, oh man, that's so like disappointing, you know.
Whenever they like we were talking about the toxology report, and they're just like, okay, yeah.
No, his blood was clean.
Yeah,
no one killed him.
And like, so you were like, oh,
really? But it's like, yeah, he turned out he tried to kill him anyway. And I feel kind of dumb for not thinking Chris Evans did it, but it was because they made it just obvious enough to where I'm like, nah, it can't be him. It's too easy.
Yeah, that's why you should have gone with him.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah,
damn. Yeah, I didn't really care for like they make a lot of references to like Trump and politics and like immigration.
Oh yeah, the immigration stuff was kind of
just that one part was a little too much for me. When they're all on the couch and they're having like an argument and they call the woman in from a different country to like weigh in on it or whatever. I'm like, this isn't even like funny or doesn't even fit in any way. Like, why have this in the movie? And it doesn't. I don't think that anything came from that either.
I think the only thing it really did is just kind of prove...
show that they're assholes.
Yes. Yeah.
And they only care about themselves, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is weird because...
And that no matter how nice they are to people like Marta, they're still shitty to her at the same time because she's the quote-unquote help. Like, that they're shitty people and they think they're above her, and because as soon as she gets that money, they're like, they freaking hate her, obviously. So
Yeah, like
there's not even an ounce of understanding from anybody. They're just like, you bitch, you're banging my grandpa, you know? Like,
And
like,
right before that, they were doing the whole, we'll be there for you, we'll help you out, we'll make sure you're like okay. And I'm like, it gets to the point where I'm like, would y'all have even helped her? Because it feels like y'all are just taking out a lot of big talk.
And what's help? You know, like they're gonna give her a few $100. You know?
And then they're like, yeah, just give us the money and we'll help you with your mom, like being allowed to be here legally. And she's like, oh, I'll just do it myself because I've already got the money.
Right. Which I loved that.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
What else did she do? I don't know. Like, I also liked in the movie how I'm like 100% sure they showed the letter and it was clear that there was invisible ink on it.
Yeah.
Early on in the movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing that next time because I was like, that has got to come back at some point. And I'm glad it came back at the very end.
Yeah, and that was a clever way to bring it back because somebody like me, I was just like, a blank letter, good dad trick. Like,
he screwed him over.
And then turns out he really did write the letter,
and that's
which made it even more baller.
Exactly, and I was like, man, maybe he did do it because that would be a good, I guess, lesson or something to happen in the movie if he killed the dad because he had dirt on him, and the dad didn't even intend on releasing the blackmail. I was like, I could definitely see that happening.
That was the other beauty of the movie, is making everybody look guilty.
Yeah, everyone looked guilty, and everybody had moments where they looked all right too.
And everybody lied.
It's true.
The other thing too is I kind of mentioned to you off air how I want to just stop harping on like story development and character development, but the more I think about it, Marta as a character got like developed as hell throughout that whole movie. Like, she was so shy and timid at the beginning of the movie, and by the end of the movie she's like outsmarting Chris Evans and like holding in her throw up because apparently she has a gag reflex to lying, which
that's weird. I don't know if that exists, you know.
Yeah, it's a little far-fetched. I mean, maybe it's a form of extreme anxiety because I've kind of had something similar to that. Like, I'd get super anxious at my sales job and I'd like throw up every morning, but like
Nice.
I don't know, like, it didn't come down to lying. It just came down to, like, making enough money to pay rent. But, like, I don't know.
That's sort of the same thing of, like, in the Joker where he has that disease where he laughs when he's super anxious. And I'm like, I'm sure that exists, but I don't know if that's... I just don't know if that's a believable concept for a movie. It's like, that's a little convenient, you know?
Yeah, it feels convenient. I felt bad for her because that's such a horribly convenient trait for a detective.
Exactly, yeah.
But
he, as he said, he knew before even that. He saw the blood on her shoe immediately, which I'm like, man, that's awesome. And they showed that in the movie, and I forgot about it too until then. I was like, oh, how did he know? And he points to the shoe. So that whole time he was just letting her
do her thing,
say whatever.
Well, and I think it's because he knew she was a good person.
Yeah, he judged
was giving
her
the
character.
benefit of the doubt, you know. But yeah, she got developed as hell because she's super confident by the end. She's doing all this crazy shit and again outsmarting and like putting pieces together of like this murder even after, because she thinks she committed this murder the whole time. Like, to have that kind of like composure, I don't know, it was pretty insane.
And then she was gonna end up telling them that she did it too.
Yeah, which was crazy. And I was completely thrown off when Daniel Craig like swoops in and saves her, but I guess it was because of the toxicology report, but it took him so long to reveal
what was happening.
What happened, yeah. So I was like, dude, what? Like, why did he do that?
I gotta go back and watch it. Maybe I think he was like reading it, and then it might show him in the background like thinking about it or something. Like,
no, it does.
No, it does. I didn't know if he just looked at it and was like, oh, hang on.
In the moment, we didn't know what was going on. Because I was like, what made him like say all of this? I was like, what does that toxicology report say? Like, what could have happened? You know, and it just took so long for him to explain it. After he explained it, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes total sense. It just took, because they had to get him out of the room, and they had to get Chris Evans and get the family to leave, and which I thought Chris Evans was really good as well.
It'll be fun to go back and see. It'll be fun to go back and see a lot of things, like I said, but it'll be fun to go back and see. There's a moment when he's talking about, she reveals like the plot to him, and he sort of is figuring out, oh, okay, so I got to figure this out, and he has these responses that are like, it'll be fun to see him like react to that in real time when they first have that discussion in that cafe.
Yep.
Because he'll be sort of, I guess, finding out about all these things.
And she's like, "Are you gonna say anything?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no doubt."
No doubt. Yeah, exactly. I think that's word for word. Actually, I have a quote right here. Yeah,
And I think it was genius too. Like, you know, they're like, "Of course you came back to hide the evidence because you weren't at the funeral," and like they gave him so much shit for not being at the funeral, and I never thought of that as a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just like, yeah, he's an asshole. Like, he didn't go to the funeral.
Yeah.
But
that's when
that was a reason he didn't go to the funeral. Yeah, like, I don't know.
It's genius. Yeah.
It is, yeah. The movie did a great job of, and maybe other people can predict it, but I had no clue. I didn't even think about it.
Now, again, it made me think it's too obvious. I was looking for other people because I was like, it's too obvious. And I kind of thought that a caretaker might have done it, but I was like, it's too early for that. You know, it's
Caretaker
too early.
as in Fran?
Fran, yeah. Or the help. I kind of thought that. I was like, no, he wouldn't do it either, honestly. And honestly, like, we just watched a review on it, and they were talking about like all the humor. I didn't find it like super funny to me, honestly. There were a few moments where he's like, eat shit. That was really funny. When the grandma finally like smiles or laughs.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, their jaws are on the floor or whatever. I thought it would have been cool if she had done it or something. Like, just like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, at one point, I did think that I almost leaned over to you and said that at one point in the movie. I was like, Nana did it. But I didn't. I did think it. Because, like, she's always around. Nobody would suspect her.
Mm-hmm.
But why would she kill her own son?
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, I can't remember the line.
I remember the one where they're like, wait, he has a grandmother? How old is this woman? Nobody knows.
Yeah,
So like, there's no answer to it.
Yeah, see, that was good. And Jamie Lee's husband, the one that's having the affair, he had like a funny line or two where he like, I can't remember. Because I said it to you in the middle of the movie. I was like, he just said this. He like said,
You gonna think of it or
no,
Damn.
I can't.
Oh, another one was when they talked about every person talked about the housekeeper or the helper, Marta,
yeah.
Marta being from a different country.
Yeah, she's from Paraguay.
Yeah, from Paraguay. She's from Uruguay.
Right.
She's from Mexico. She's from Brazil. Like, they don't know at all. It's like, yeah, these
But they
guys
love
are.
her.
Yeah, exactly.
She's one of the family.
These people are really shitty.
Yeah, she's one of the family. They're gonna take care of her.
Yeah, I don't know. I also love that moment when she gets all the money and all these things, and everybody's just like, everyone's just blown away by it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just say some of their like shit talk in general, or shit talk to each other. Like whenever they're asking Marta, if she's like boinking Grandpa.
Yeah.
And then even the most tense scene in the movie where like Chris Evans is about to stab her and it's like a fake knife, like that was funny.
And he just tries to do it again and again and just gets him nowhere.
He's like, oops, like I thought that was good. And then whenever he's insulting Daniel Craig, and then Daniel Craig freaking out about the donut hole thing.
Oh, dude, yeah, the donut. He's like, we thought there was a hole in this case, like a donut, but it turns out we filled it with a donut hole in that donut hole. But it turns out that donut hole wasn't a donut hole, but had a hole in itself, thus making it a donut. It's like, the other cop was like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, dude, he's an insane person.
Yeah. So I mean, it was fairly funny. I feel like, the IGN guy was kind of stroking it off and made it sound like it was funnier than it was. But he also gave it an 8.5, so he really didn't stroke it. Like, I don't know.
I feel like that's all right. I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Well, if they knew how to do a rating scale, 8.5 is a fair rating for this movie. But since
you seem a little jaded,
yeah,
you seem a little upset.
Since they don't fucking know how to rank anything, if Shazam's an 8.8, I mean,
so this movie's worse than Shazam,
according to them, not to me. I mean, if Shazam's an 8.8 to them, to me that makes Knives Out a 12. Like, based on their rating.
What is Spider-Man then?
13?
13, wow.
Yeah.
So you put this like a little bit lower than Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man's more in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
A 13 on a 10-point scale.
Yeah, well, because they don't know how to fucking rank movies, because Shazam should be like a 4. But no, they're like, 8.8. Yeah.
I was trying to look at the words too, and they always associate a word with it, and I think 8s are great. 7 is good. 6 is okay. 5 is mediocre or whatever.
Yeah.
I put it like a 5, like a mediocre movie.
You would think
it looks like an after-school special, dude.
What? Shazam?
Yeah. It looks like a bonus track. Like, that's what that movie is.
They love it.
Dude, maybe we're just crazy.
No, nobody else loved it but them. I don't
Are
think.
you serious?
I don't think I've heard any
Did
positive.
you see it with your mom?
Yeah,
And she
sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucked.
Yeah, she's like, wow.
When you see Knives Out with her, and if you see Knives Out with her, you said you would be pissed if she thought it was him immediately, and she just guessed it. Would you tell her?
No,
No, you'd be like, nah.
I'd be like, okay, I'd be like, oh, I think it's Michael Shannon, or whatever.
Having known you've already seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'm not gonna tell her I've seen it.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, because they should be offended.
Okay.
Because they should be like, we already know the answer. I don't want to deal with that during that kind of movie. I'd rather just be like, oh, I think it's the butler.
There isn't even a butler in the movie.
Yeah, well.
I'm trying to think.
But I could definitely see that happening. I think as soon as all the characters have been introduced and the guy's been killed, like, I don't know, I feel like within the first 30 minutes, she could definitely look over to me at some point and be like, oh, I bet it's Chris Evans or a Ransom or whatever she decides to call him, and I'll be like, okay. And I'll be like, well, I think
you're kind of right, but at the same time,
because she did that with Shutter Island. I had so many people tell me that Shutter Island was such a twist and this and that. And I remember being like 20 to 30 minutes into that movie, and she's
spoilers
like,
for Shutter Island.
I don't even remember the answer. I just remember 20 to 30 minutes into that movie, she was like, I bet it's this. And I go, yeah, maybe. And then sure enough, it was exactly that.
Really?
Like,
That was a good movie in my opinion.
it was alright.
I liked the ending.
She
I thought the
ruined it
ending
for
was
me. Yeah,
awesome.
she ruined it for me.
Yeah, I guess that would affect it. The ending is like he's
Himself.
like, in order to get over the loss or the death of his wife, he kills his wife because his wife goes crazy and kills their kids, drowns them in the lake. So he kills her because he can't stand the sight of her, and it makes him go insane. So he goes to this insane asylum.
Right.
And in order to cope with that, they sort of arrange a scenario for him to be acting like he's a detective there. And it's sort of left up to ambiguity if he's actually a detective there and they're trying to make him crazy, or if he's already crazy and he's trying to work through this. And like
What is he detecting? Who killed her?
He's detecting who it's someone was murdered there.
Okay.
And he tries to get to the bottom of it, and it's like left at the end is like, would you rather live a lie as a man, or like live the truth but be a monster, basically? So like, that's impressive that she guessed that, because that ending doesn't even really have an ending. It's just sort of like this, this is left up to what you think of it.
Well, I don't know. Whatever she did, she guessed, like...
Because that's what I like about it, because it's such a unique ending.
Well, like, I guess some of it's open to interpretation, but I guess she guessed, like, his character trait, or that he killed her, or whatever it was to be... There was one or two things to be guessed. She guessed them, and I was like, what the fuck? It's been so long, I don't remember, like, the finer details of, like, what she said. I just remember being like, wow, you were exactly right.
That movie was like 10 years old, so...
Yeah, and we saw it probably 5 years ago. So anyway, is there anything left to be said about Knives Out, though?
No, I think we touched on pretty much everything. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great movie. A lot of subtle details in there. A lot of reasons to watch it again. I'll be curious if I watch it again, I still enjoy it knowing who is the inevitable killer.
Yeah,
because a lot of the fun of the movie is who did it. And I thought that one kid was being way too quiet. The
Nazi kid?
Yeah, the Nazi kid.
Yeah. But would he have done?
When they reference him, too, that's funny, too. He's like, remember what the kid in the Nazi kid in the bathroom said while he was masturbating, what he heard. And it's like, wow. It just came out of nowhere.
Oh, hey, whoa.
It's definitely a film. It's definitely a movie. No one can ever take that away from it.
Does have a beginning, middle, and end.
Mm-hmm.
I did think it was interesting how Michael Shannon, or whatever his name is, Czar, and
Mark or whatever.
No, yeah, but what's his General Zod?
Yeah.
In Superman, Man of Steel, excuse me. Anyway, just how aggressively he was like talking to Chris Evans in front of his parents. Like his parents were just like, "Hey, stop that!
Stop talking shit about him.
And then he went on like a 10-minute rant about what a big piece of shit he is. And then the parents are like, "Is that true?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, okay." Like,
they're just ranting at each other, basically.
just letting him rip him, dude. But
fetch me some milk. It's just like, what do they say to him? It's like, you can get milk in hell or something. Why don't you go to hell and they'll serve you some milk there or something? Because he's just snacking while they're all talking about like they're dead.
You want more milk? You want more cookies? I did like how that finer details too of like Hugh did it or whatever when Fran's dying.
Yeah.
And she's like, because whenever she's dying and she says you did it or whatever, I'm just like, what? I was like, yeah, why is she blaming Marta for this? I was like, this shit is crazy. And then when she's like, Hugh, because you made the help call you Hugh, and it's because you're an asshole.
Exactly.
I was like, wow, that is amazing. But you think she would have like,
no, the dude, like, sharing with her last breath, she's like, no, seriously, do you understand what I'm saying? And
like,
then just dies.
Yeah, like something. Like, I would have, like, if she had another breath in her, you think she would have just tried saying ransom, because that's just way easier to understand than Hugh versus you.
I thought she swallowed the spider for a second. Were
was
you
pretty
with me
creepy
there?
that she had a spider on her arm.
I thought she swallowed it, and I was like, spit it out, woman, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it's like morphine. I'm like, you probably won't be fine.
Yeah, because I thought she did too, because I was like, oh, Marta's putting her mouth where that spider is? Like, Like, you just be like, later, bitch.
That was another funny part, is when he thinks he's dead, and he starts writing down. He's like, this would be a really good like book thing.
Yeah.
So what are the symptoms? He just starts like writing them down. I was like, yeah, you'd be hard to get away with, or not get away with that murder. And she's just like freaking out, like, we got to save you. And he's like, hang on,
Write this book real quick.
I'm gonna write another novel.
Dude, I was just about to say something about her.
And the spider in the
Spider.
mouth.
Oh, okay. So the fact that she lied about her being alive / dead at the end of the movie.
Oh,
where she's like, Fran's doing great. That's great news. Thanks, Doc. Like,
that was a twist.
it was a huge, like,
It's a pretty dark ending.
yeah, super quick twist. And I feel like she talked after that though, because obviously she like pukes on him, but I just don't know how she held it in for that long.
She just got better at it, I guess.
Yeah. And how she didn't get caught throwing up in the cup at that one point in the movie.
I thought Daniel Craig was going to take a drink from that cup, and I was going to lose my mind. I was like, dude, do not take a drink out of the cup she just threw up into. And he was going to be like, what, you threw up, you're lying.
Yeah.
But he knew all the whole time. Which really puts a different perspective on just how lackadaisical he is throughout the entire movie. Like, he's listening to an iPod while like she's investigating this murder.
Yeah.
And he's just chilling out in the background. He's like, yeah, everybody's going to have to stay put for a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, where's rank on the scale?
Fuego.
Fuego.
I would say Fuego until I see it again, and then maybe I'll have a different opinion of it. But it was pretty entertaining. Like, I don't necessarily think it's like my favorite movie of the year, but for what it is, like, how much better can it be, you know?
Yeah. Well, I liked it. I mean, not that it was a bad movie, but it was more enjoyable for me than the Mr. Rogers movie, which I don't even. What did I give that? Did I give it mad decent?
I think you gave it decent, actually.
I mean, I guess it deserves a mad decent, but yeah, in terms of my enjoyment, it was decent. And then, because again, it was a good movie.
No Laws when you're with claws.
This movie, I want to give a Fuego, but I don't. I got a little bored in the middle. Because I got a little tired of, like, trying to guess, honestly. Like, I had run out of guesses. I had run out of what it could be. Because, like you had said, 45 minutes in, we already technically know who did it. So I was like, where does it go from here?
Yeah, it was interesting.
So it made it... So I got a little
It
frustrated.
made it really interesting, but it also made it sort of...
frustrating.
Okay, let's just end then. You know,
Yeah.
if we know who did it.
Exactly. So I was getting a little frustrated, so I had to pee. I was like, oh, dude, like, we know who did it. Like, let's give it a fuck. You know, let's end it. But...
That sounds like you.
Yeah. And so, for now, I'm going to give it a mad decent. I feel like I'll see it again. Maybe don't have to pee in the middle of the movie, and I'll probably like it better. And give it a Fuego. But, yeah, it was a great movie. Interested to see how it stacks up with, like, Ford versus Ferrari and all these other movies that are coming out at the end of...
What is the name? It's the name of that guy, Jared Dwell. Is that the name of the movie?
Oh, yeah.
The bomber?
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot remember. I don't want to see that Fox movie at all.
Yeah, I want to see both of those movies.
Dude, I don't want to see that.
I mean, I don't want to, but I want to, if that makes any sense.
It doesn't.
Because I feel like they're so interesting, but at the same time, I don't care. Like, I've never watched Fox News willingly.
I haven't either. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like,
Well, it's like,
you're gonna put a spin on a story that already probably has a spin on it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in there that's probably gonna be the truth when they get done making that movie.
And endless men in power have abused it sexually in The Office. So it's like, I don't know, it's not new. But I do like the cast, though. They have like 3 hot blonde chicks.
And that does it for you.
Well, I don't even know if they're hot, but they're like,
They're blonde.
right.
And they're girls.
And they have similar features, and Margot Robbie's the hottest.
Therefore, I have value.
Exactly.
Richard Jewell.
Yeah.
Really want to see that movie. That looks really interesting. And I don't really care about based on a true story movies that often.
You're missing out.
Am I? And we got Jumanji coming out the same week. So there's that. Got to see that movie. Jumanji. It's probably gonna be the best.
Oh, man, I passed out for a second. What
Yeah, you literally
you say?
were yawning when I said that.
Yeah, because it sounded like you were mentioning a boring movie that sucks.
And then, oh yeah, Bombshell, the one you were talking about.
Yeah, click on that real quick. Does it have the cast?
No, it does not. But I'm also, oh yeah, Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
Nicole
that's it.
Kidman.
Yep.
John Lithgow. That's that third blonde you were talking about.
No, Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie's clearly the one.
Yeah,
one next
is
to
it Nicole Kidman? Is that the one you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one. I think she's shit. I think she's like married to Keith Urban or something. And she's like ugly hot or something. She's like Renee Zellweger or something. But
Okay.
Freaking
A lot of details on this.
yeah.
I
But
was trying to think of that awful
Charlize
movie.
Theron and Margot Robbie are bueno.
What was that other movie that looked like butt water?
Butt
It
water.
was about the 2 girls that
In
were
one
like,
cup.
they can do anything and they believe in themselves and their friends, and then this other girl comes and screws them
Oh,
over.
Salma Hayek and what's her face? And Tiffany Haddish, Glam or something.
Yeah, whatever it was. And I was like, man, I bet there's like so much CGI in there. And I was like, yeah, there probably is a lot of CGI in there because they gotta like fix everyone's faces to where it looks like they were laughing or smiling at some point during production.
Yeah, it looked pretty rough. It looked like that whole movie is going to be them trying to be funny and trying to create conflict, and all of it is going to fall short. You're just going to be like, yeah, this sucks.
I'm gonna take your line. We'll say a paper thin plot.
Paper thin.
Yep.
It's good.
It's been a
Good,
minute.
that's a good analysis.
By the way, we had both agreed on the movie we just talked about.
What?
I was just saying, like, yeah, we don't ever disagree that much, but like, we just agree. And you were saying, when we talk about Knives Out, I think we'll be different on it. We both just gave it Fuego, so we just
no, I
clearly,
gave it mad decent.
You give it a Mad Decent,
Yeah.
just to be different.
Pending Fuego. Because you said Fuego pending seeing it again. I said mad decent pending seeing it again.
Okay.
Because you might go down, I might go up.
When are we ever going to be Fuego and Garbaggio? Would there ever be a movie?
That we would have a Fuego and Garbaggio? Suicide Squad, you thought it was Fuego, I thought it was
I
Garbaggio.
did not think it was Fuego.
Oh, okay. There's got to be a movie out there.
Maybe Star Wars. I don't know.
Last Jedi?
The new one, maybe. Honestly,
Rise of Skywalker?
I could
Who-
see us differing on that greatly.
Who would give us what? Who would give what?
I would clearly be on the upper side of that.
Would you, though?
Oh yeah.
What if they just go in the opposite direction and you hate everything they do?
But then see, how are you going to love it?
Because it's the opposite direction.
I think it's easier for you to hate it a lot than for me to.
Dude, there's no way. I love everything I see. I'm so open-minded.
Or maybe The Irishman or something, like a gangster flick.
Oh, yeah,
I'd be
The
insanely
Irishman.
bored by, and
Yeah.
you would be, dude, this is so awesome. They're gonna kill these guys and like throw their body in the water.
Yep. I can see that. Irishman's probably a good bet. Better than Star Wars, because I could never
So
give
you
a...
hated it.
I could never give it a Garbaggio. I mean, it would have to... It would have to be
A Rampage
Godzilla.
level,
Yeah.
a Rampage level film.
Exactly. And if Star Wars ever did that, I mean, even you would hate that.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do honestly.
Yeah. Because
But
even,
see,
even
though-
Last Jedi, I give decent, maybe mad decent if I'm feeling like, fluid. But like
Are you ever not feeling fluid?
right now.
Oh.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
See, I
pretty
hate the
hard.
I don't like the prequels, but I still would rather watch them than most movies. And
Yes.
for me to find a movie that is a Star Wars movie that is so bad that I would rather watch another movie that isn't Star Wars. That's a bad movie, man.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. Phenomenal film.
But yeah, Irishman's probably a good bet. I'm trying to think of other shit, you like that I would hate, but
It's tough.
can't do it.
It's tough.
We'll find a movie.
Yeah,
Maybe
we'll-
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, it would. It has to be something either right up, like way in your alley or way in mine.
Yeah, maybe some kind of like true story rom-com, porno or something.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah. You know what? I think we solved it.
Yeah, that would be something. I'm like, yeah, this is the best movie ever.
Like
Patrick
this.
Swayze's hitting another guy, and you'd be like, oh, I didn't like him.
That sounds like me.
Yeah,
And Kermit.
yeah. What about Kermit the Frog?
All right, you got anything else?
On Knives Out, go see it. Actually, well, we just spoiled it. Hopefully, you've already seen it. If not, go see it and see what guess what happens. It's not Chris Evans, I'll tell you that. It's Ransom. But yeah, what about you? You got any other thoughts on the movie? Were you impressed? Did you think? What did you? I guess where were your expectations going in, and were they met?
Yeah, I would say yes. They were met.
They were met.
I had higher expectations from most movies, I would say. If it's not a Marvel or Star Wars movie, this is probably one of the higher expectations I've had.
Yeah, I'd say mine were met. I don't think it underwhelmed me, but I don't think it was close to blowing me out of the water. It was just a little too slow at parts because I was like, man, I thought this would be a little bit better. But then by the time the movie was over, I was like, dude, that was crazy. So I was like, okay, so yeah, it kind of meets in the middle there.
You kind of said this the other day where you were saying, why can't all movies be like that, you know? Why can't they all just be
Cohesive.
Sort of an original story, you know, something entertaining, not necessarily action or comedy, but just something that entertains you and isn't stupid. And
Yeah,
they try to force feed you all these like family relationships and dynamics, and
I don't get it because we're not actors.
Mhm.
Like we're not in the craft. And if we think something's bad, like why don't they?
I don't know.
Like why does it never come up? They're like, hey, you think we should like write this shit better? Like, you think maybe I should act it better, or
Something.
you know, what's my sense of direction here? I don't get it. I feel like they literally got to be. I feel like they're almost in a factory. They're like, no, we're just gonna pump this shit out. It's Jumanji 2. Come on, just smile and wave, say a fart joke, and we're gonna put it on screen. It's gonna be great.
That is going to be a brutal movie to get through. I'm going to be honest with you.
We got to see it opening night, right?
Especially if I don't see it with you, it's going to be even worse because like I can't make sarcastic or whatever comment because Jordan liked the first one, so like I don't know, and that's pretty much everyone I see a movie with. So it's just it's gonna.
If
be
they don't
rough.
hate it, what's the point of going?
Well, no, it's just like
I'm kidding.
if it's bad, I want to say it's bad. Hour 45 or hour 54.
The second Jumanji?
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
How did they stretch that turd into 2 hours, dude? There's got to be a lot of credits and graphics.
I don't know.
45 seconds of logos.
45 minutes of logos. That's what I want. Now, I want a movie so ballsy that it does that.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely be like laughing and making sarcastic remarks.
The first one's 2 hours.
Jesus Christ, no wonder I hated it. I'm definitely gonna be making sarcastic remarks throughout the movie, and I'm probably gonna be laughing at all the parts that people aren't laughing at, and then like the parts that people are laughing at, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, okay,
And just ruin everyone's experience.
hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you're not happy, no one should be.
right.
Yeah, I agree.
We live in a society, equality.
All right.
Yeah, Knives Out, check it out. Our expectations were met, and we gave it fuego and mad decent. And our, again, pronouns, he, him, if you're trying to address us on Twitter, and I'm them, they, when I say all right, gender pronouns, and anyway, he, him, them, they. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We don't have an Instagram. For Reagan, I'm Ryan. Have a great night.
Very exciting on this channel. It is something we have never done before, and that's really what I'm all about right now. I'm trying to create new types of content.